Hello, welcome to the second league match, this time against orangeperson. Here's our first kingdom. We have ample trashing through Cathedral and Remake, and there's a lot of draw on the board via the livery. So I was thinking maybe I can use Remake to gain 4s once I have liveries in play, or to use Falconers once I have liveries in place to gain additional horses to supplement the draw. There's also Way of the Butterfly, so potentially you could return horses, gain a 4 cost, or Falconer pick up something costing 4, return it, gain a livery, some manner of trick like this. And I think you do go ahead and pick up the Cathedral here. I was a little bit skeptical about picking up the Cathedral, but as the game progressed, it became clear that Cathedral is the clear choice. Orangeperson opens with the Cathedral. I have the 4 here, and I open with a remake. I would like to turn the estates into silver or some other 3 cost rather than just trash them out with the Cathedral. Um, Orangeperson opts instead for a Settlers and a Cathedral. No remake for them. I see the Settlers from them here, and I choose to do no, I have to take the Cathedral in that case. So remake Cathedral for me against Settlers. Cathedral for orangeperson. They don't play the Settlers. They use Way of the Butterfly to pick up a silver instead and gets a second silver here. I don't really want to trash the estate here, but I would like to get a 4 cost card in Mountain Village. 4 costs are particularly important for me with the remake. I can either remake the 4 costs into 5 Festival or Livery or Falconer, or I could return it with Way of the Butterfly again to get 5 cost cards. So that's why I went for the Mountain Village. The Mountain Village is also important. It'll help you stick liveries in play, and then you could potentially gain more horses that way. Estate trash for orangeperson, and they pick up a mountain village of their own. So I trash one of my coppers here so that the remake has a decent target. I get rid of the estate for a silver, and first 5 goes to orangeperson here. Then they pick up a livery, understandably so. I preserve an estate here, return the mountain village to this pile to get a livery. I do need to get these liveries ASAP, which is why I played this hand like that. Playing the mountain village, there's no way I could get 5 off of that hand, even if I play the mountain village. And a settlers for me, probably to do the same trick with Way of the Butterfly, returning the settlers. Now, orangeperson here has a good turn 6. Their mountain village gets to pick up their livery, and they get to play their livery straight away. They go for a second livery. Here, I do have the option of returning the remake to get another 5 cost. Instead, I choose to continue trashing. I get rid of 1 copper and I turn a silver back into my mountain village. Remember, I returned that mountain village to get a livery. I want it back. Orangeperson gets their livery down again and critically gets up to 5 for a festival this time. So they are ahead right now, and the remake hasn't really borne as much fruit as I would have hoped for in this situation. I do get up to 5 here, fortunately, and instead of festival or livery, I think I go for a falconer here. I like the falconer. I thought maybe orangeperson would have picked up a falconer on their first 5 or second 5, but they end up playing the whole game without a falconer here. They get both their liveries down, not the festival. They go for a second festival here. Pass it back to me. At this point, I am going to try to gain as many horses as possible. So this here was a little silly what I did. But I did this so that I would have been able to return the settlers back to the pile to gain a silver. The alternative was to play the livery and then play the falconer, pick up the mountain village, but then I'd be out of action. So I did it this way to return either the settlers or the remake to the pile. I choose the remake so that I gain some horses like that. So I gain a second library myself, and I have enough money to pick up mountain village for another horse. But orange person is one step, probably even two steps ahead of me. They get to 10, two buys here goes, and they go for a pair, not a pair, a festival and a livery. So at this point, the idea from both of us is to try to get as many liveries in play as possible, or in other words, to gain as many horses as possible. When the cathedral comes around now, my deck is clean, for example, you just put a horse in the cathedral and say, sorry, horse, but you're the most expendable member of my team right now. And hopefully we end the game before the horses run out. So again, I return a remake here to gain a festival, my first festival for the plus buy, gain a couple horses along the way. I did the trick there, Falconer gained that 4 cost, return that 4 cost back to the pile to build up my horse reservoir. Orange person is playing without the falconer, but they are still ahead of me. Look at this turn. 3 buys, 16 coin. That is an easy 555. Some combination of festival, live, or even falconer now if they want it. But they stick to the festivals and the liveries for the rest of this game. So they go for 1 festival. Each of these 5 cost buys gets 3 horses. So festival and 2 liveries for them makes sense. I trash one of my horses. And as you see here, that is inconsequential because I can still draw the deck very easily. Very easily. Finally, I turn the settlers in for a silver, pick it up for some extra money. Falconer at the end here to gain maximum horses. I don't need the extra action from the mountain village to do anything. 2 buys and 13 is not that many buys, so this is going to be a festival for me here, definitely. And I believe a 4th livery. Person Man is going to finish off the liveries here, I believe, and then shortly after that we enter the end game because there's no more building to do, honestly, once the liveries are out and you have a reasonable number of festivals. Here you see Person Man does the trick with returning a horse, right? Returning a horse. So they return a horse, they gain a mountain village for that. And 5 extra horses, very good for them. 26, 5 buys is going to be they're not going to green just yet. They're going to I was wrong, they do green. Just 2 provinces and 2 villages for them. I don't really have any way of playing against this. I don't have any counter play. I don't have any counter chances. I don't have as much money. I don't have many liveries. I have an extra gain in the falconer, so that could be a duchy gain for me. I gain a 4 cost, return with butterflies to gain a duchy. So I have that. I do have that. So I have some kind of advantage, I guess. And there are 4 costs. The piles won't run out because I keep returning them. My choice of counterplay here was to go for a villain to try to force them into trashing something more valuable from their hand, but no, it didn't work out on that turn. Perhaps the villain should have come earlier. I don't think it would have been any better though. And here I think they get to almost finish the game or get to 3 provinces anyway. Oh no, they're able to pile out here using Way of the Butterfly. So they return some horses to empty the 4 costs, and then I think they have enough money to buy the remaining festivals and the livery. So that's game 1 for you there. Probably that remake on the opening was a mistake from me, and the Cathedral game is unforgiven. So that mistake carried through the whole game. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.